What's up? What's up?
I wrote New East on on Twitter, and there was no reply.
Oh.
No reply. You just stone cold. You just stoned me.
Did you send it yesterday? Actually.
Yes.
We actually had like an event where our fans would post up on Twitter, and like we would just like reply to them like for like 10 minutes straight. I might have not seen you. You might have gone in with like another member while another member is doing it. Like, the other members can't speak English. They might have skipped over it, you know.
I know I was studying and I needed your support.
Oh,
but
I apologize.
But now I know how to get a hold of you. I just have to do it at the right time.
Yes.
I want a little Twitter love, Aaron.
Yes.
A little Twitter love.
Yes, of course, Ben. Next time. But you know, who else would you like to follow on Twitter? You know, if they had a Twitter. I'm not sure if they do, but if they had a Twitter.
If they had a Twitter, I think maybe number one would be 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Oh.
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. They're cute. They're cute.
I really like Hyuna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know.
I want to meet Hyuna.
I know a lot of guys that are in love with her, but
yeah, I probably don't stand much of a chance. But you know, a guy can dream, right?
Everyone can dream. Guys.
Everyone can dream.
Yes. All right, guys. Let's take a look at Adele's first connection. Who is it?
And first connection we have today is the one, the only Beyonce.
Beyonce, really?
Yeah, one word says it all. Beyonce.
How are they connected?
Well, they are connected very deeply. They're very good friends.
Really?
Yes. And in fact, Adele's first ever tweet was dedicated to Beyonce.
Really? What'd she write?
She just said, like, you know, it's because she was on Twitter already, and she just said, like, oh, I'm here I am on Twitter, and I want to give a shout out to my friend Beyonce.
Wow.
So first, you know, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
To get, you know, someone's first ever tweet dedicated to you.
Yeah.
And over the years, Adele has said that Beyonce helped her overcome her stage fright.
Really?
Yep. And they're going to perform together.
Really? When?
Guess in 1 year. Guess where?
Korea.
You'll never guess. I wish. No, it is the White House.
Really?
Michelle Obama's 50th birthday. The big 5-0.
Beyonce.
They had to book them a year in advance, and they're going to perform together at the First Lady's birthday party at the White House.
I think that's great.
I mean, what a party that's going to be.
I think that's great. That's interesting, but
yeah, so, and you know, she just said, like, Beyonce was her role model ever since she was a little girl. And so they're good friends now, and you know, so like they have a good relationship, and you know, I think they meet each other whenever they can. You know, Adele, of course, lives in London, or actually she lives in Essex, I think, which is, you know, not too far from London.
Right.
But Beyonce lives across the pond in America.
Yes.
But they get together as much as they can, and they tweet to each other.
No, I think that's great. Were they friends before Adele like came out with her songs, or? No,
they met. You know what? I think it was some award show they met.
Really?
Yeah, and Adele was just like, you know, it was like meeting her hero, right?
Right.
And you know, it was like someone meeting Adele, like some regular person, you know, a non-celebrity person getting to meet someone like Adele. Only it was Adele going crazy for Beyonce.
Oh,
Beyonce.
I think that's great though. Her role model is now her friend. I think that's great.
I think it's awesome. It could happen to you someday. You never know.
Maybe.
You could be inspiring some young kid right now.
Maybe.
Who is the next Aron, right?
Guys, if I'm inspiring you, let me know. I'm very curious.
Let us know, fellas.
Yes, let us know, guys.
But anyways, she's also the highest paid performer per minute in the world.
Adele?
And I'm sorry, Beyonce.
Hey.
And they just launched Beyonce.com, and she had a baby.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
Have you heard what the name is?
No, I have not heard.
Blue Ivy Carter. You know, she married Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z.
Right.
And it's Blue Ivy Carter. I don't know. I guess she's just holding the baby, and you know, she said, "Oh, Blue Ivy,
Yeah.
your name is so beautiful, and you're so beautiful." I don't know. I don't know what it means. It's celebrity names.
There was another celebrity baby. It was Kanye West and Kim
Northeast.
Northeast.
The baby's name is North. I think it's Northeast or something like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
These celebrities and their children's names. Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter is named Apple.
Really, Apple.
That's a pretty cool name, actually.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
But as long as my middle name is Juice. Apple Juice.
Apple Juice. All right, Ben. Who is Adele's next celeb?
And the next celeb we have is 007 himself, Daniel Craig.
Really? Daniel Craig. Oh, okay. I know. I
think that he's done 3 Bond movies now. I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think it's 3. Yeah.
The last one was Skyfall, of course, and it was great.
Love the movie.
But the first one he did was really good. What was it? The middle one was Quantum of Solace, but I didn't think that one was as good. But anyways, he's a great James Bond.
Yeah,
he's like the first blonde James Bond.
Yeah, I think he portrays like the character very well. I think.
Yeah, and he's like ripped up. He's like the first like action hero James Bond. Well, no, that's not true. They're all action heroes, but he's like the first like really muscly blonde James Bond.
Yeah.
But he's even though that's the case, he's still super suave.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, he does, he plays James Bond. You got to be. Although I got to tell a story on him. He was telling, he was on some talk show, and they're like, they asked him, when you go out, do people, say, hey, it's James Bond? And he said, yeah, of course they do. One time I was at this hotel having dinner, this really nice hotel, and I had, this girl with me. So we went to pick up the car at the valet. And so they brought the car up, and then I get in the car, and it's a stick shift, right? And I start to pull away, and then I stall it. Like James Bond couldn't, drive his car out of the, out of the, where they park the cars. Because he said everyone was watching, and he just panicked a little bit, and he just stalled the car, and it stopped. And he was like,
That must be like very... I can see that where he can like kind of get stressed out. Like he needs to be James Bond. Like
everyone's looking at you like, hey, that's James Bond.
James, dude.
Is he gonna stall it? Yep, he stalled it.
Yep. Oh, not good. But are he and Adele are they friends or?
Well, from what I can tell, what I have gathered through my sources is that they met through the production of Skyfall.
Right, of course.
Because she wrote and produced and sang the song, and he was the star of the movie, right?
Right, of course.
So somewhere along the line they met, and they're just like acquaintances now. But anyways, he has maybe the strangest Twitter account I've come across since I've been doing this show.
Really?
Yeah, he just has like these like bits of advice, like he's the Dalai Lama or something, and that's it. Nothing to anyone, right?
Really?
Nothing like, oh, here's a picture of me today eating lunch. Nothing like that.
Oh, what kind of advice does he write?
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Next one. Life doesn't have a remote. Get up and change it yourself. Now, that's pretty good advice, actually.
That's good advice, yeah.
Remember, never look back. If Cinderella went to pick up her shoe, she would not have become a princess. That's not bad either, actually.
The first one was kind of weird. I don't know.
But I don't know if he's like getting those from a fortune cookie or something and just writing them on his Twitter saying they're his. But anyways, it's by far the most bizarre, strangest Twitter account I have seen because that's all that's on there.
Oh, that's weird. Anyways, guys, let's listen to a song before we come back to find out more about Adele's famous online friends. Here is Skyfall by Adele. What up, guys? We just came back from listening to Skyfall by Adele. Classy song. Who's following now? We're following the personal connections of Adele this week, and we already talked about Beyonce and Daniel Craig. Ben, who is our last celeb for today?
The last celebrity for today is the modern musician himself, David Blaine.
David Blaine, really? How are David Blaine and how are Adele, how are they connected?
They randomly bumped into each other a few days ago.
Really?
Adele tweeted, we just ran into David Blaine, or her Cockney accent, right? And he did magic for us. It was awesome. And so basically, David Blaine is he's like this modern day Houdini, right? He buried himself under... What was it?
Water, I think.
Yeah, 3 tons of water in a coffin for 7 days.
Wow.
And he survived. After that, he froze himself or he went into a block of ice for 63 hours.
Right.
His next feat, and this might be the most remarkable one, he went up on a 100-foot pillar in the middle of a city, and it was only 22 inches wide, and he stood on it for, I think it was 63 hours. Yeah.
63 hours.
63 hours. He said by the end, like the buildings were just like melting. Like they looked like they were like turning into animals and melting and things like that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
63 hours. That must have been insane.
Yeah, but actually, when I go home, I'm gonna look up a bunch of this stuff because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look up myself. I'm kind of skeptical. I don't know. I don't know that.
Hey,
I don't want to say I'm
It's
not.
magic, bro.
He might be magic, guys. You
It's
never
magic,
know.
man. He's magic.
You never know, guys. All right, Ben. We have one more friend left, and that person will be in the spotlight next week. Can you give us some hints?
Absolutely. Hints for next week are. 1 second, I've got it right here. What did I do?
Ben's looking for the hints, guys.
Here it is.
Oh, he found them.
Okay, hint number 1. This singer, first appeared on TV in 1992 as a contestant on the TV show Star Search. She went on to star in the new Mickey Mouse Club when she was a little girl. 2. According to Zomba Label Group and Sony BMG, she has sold over 83 million albums worldwide.
Oh, I feel like I know this is.
Oh, you know what's coming.
Oh.
Hint number 3. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Or, I know what it is.
Oops, I did it again.
Oh, man. Ben, thank you for coming into the studio again. It was really fun. I had a great time. Can you say your final goodbyes to our listeners?
Hey guys, thanks for writing in, and I want to say congratulations to all our Brazilian listeners out there.
Oh.
Brazil spanked Spain 3-0 in the Confederation Cup final, and nobody picked Brazil to win that game, and Neymar did awesome, and so did Fred. Congratulations, guys. Thanks for writing in.
Yes, guys, sending Ben out. Here is 4th of July by Brian McKnight. Thank you, Ben.
Bye-bye.
What up, guys? We just came back from listening to 4th of July by Brian McKnight, and it's time to reveal the answer for the TT quiz. Let's hear the 3-stage hints one more time. The first hint, after brushing your teeth, you have to do this with water many times to finish the process. All you need to do is fill your mouth with water and do this, and spit it all out. What is this? The second hint, guys, was the situation hint. Here we go. You're late. What does that smell? Honey, did you drink again? Of course not. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I can smell the alcohol from over here. That's weird. I did this to hide the smell of alcohol. Look here, I even bought water to do this. Oh, honey, you're really drunk, aren't you? This isn't water, it's beer. You've been doing this with beer, of course. You'll be more drunk. No allowance for you next month. What did Aron do with beer instead of water? And the third hint, guys, is the sound in. Here we go. Alright, guys, the answer for today's TT quiz was gargle. A lot of people got the right answer, so here's our lucky winner, Shira. I'm not sure how to read this. Shira from Singapore. I think I got that right. Answer is gargle. Congrats. We'll be sending you 30 Seconds to Mars' album as a gift. Please send us your name, phone number, and address to musicaccess@arirang.co.kr. Once again, that's your name, phone number, and address to musicaccess@arirang.co.kr. Alright, guys, it is time for more message time. Let us get straight into it. Christina from the US wrote, I would make a fruity scent into a perfume because I love the smell of oranges and lemons and find it calming. What up, Christina from the US? I totally agree with you. I think, fruity scents, I think they would make great perfumes or colognes. Lemons and oranges, they smell good. So, yes, I agree with you on that, Christina. Next, we have Sky Brown from the US. Sky Brown wrote, Hi, Aron Hun. Okay. In regards to the question you asked, which was about scents, I'd personally like to make a scent for money. Call me weird, but I love the smell of money. Not coins, no. That paper. I'm serious, Aaron. Don't laugh at me. What up, Sky from the US? I don't know if I like the scent of money, but I like the feel of money. So, that's something we kind of have, in common. I don't know about this guy, but, I don't want to judge you. If you like the smell of money, that's all you. So, yes, maybe you should make the first, perfume that smells like money, and then you can be like, yeah, I drenched myself in money today, whatever. I don't know, Sky. Thank you very much for your message. Next, we have Alex from the USA. Okay, USA.